Never complained because they've been doing good.
They're doing good, so I pulled the feathers out. Then when we got through that, we still have what they call just little ones that you just couldn't get out. So grandmother would roll up a little piece of newspaper, light a fire, hold that chicken,
call it singeing,
burn the feathers out. And they call it singeing or burn them out. But then we had to take the chicken in the house, and grandma had to cut it up.
we had to
Cut a leg off, cut a wing off, cut a neck off, cut in individual pieces.
how about the middle of it?
Yeah, you get that.
You gotta get all that out.
You reach in there, you reach over your hand, didn't you, Marie? Know what you did?
Yeah.
I never had to do that.
Yeah.
Irene,
Pull
you
cut.
never learned cut up a chicken because when I was down
No,
at
I
your
never
mom's, she says Nancy and Irene's going to cut up the chicken tonight. Oh, we barbecued that chicken.
We barbecued one big piece.
Oh, they're doing, I was doing. I have beer butt chicken now.
She always told me, Mom always told me, there's 13 pieces. Is that what you
No, but
13 pieces.
Don't tell how many.
When I got through, I made sure I had 13. It might not been the right pieces, but there's 13
You had to
pieces.
cut one in half. Huh?
Yeah.
Well, something else. I don't. See, you're only going. I don't know whether you remember it or not. Whether, because you boys, you're the only girl, so you might have got treated a little better. But
Yeah.
I remember. So, you know, sat down to the. Well, number one, Jimmy Dickens had this song called "Oh, Take an Old Cold Tater and Wait." I remember. I can relate to that song because they're fixing the Sunday and oh, it smells good, and it does. That country chicken is 10 times better than what we have today. This is what we have today. These suckers ran
Right.
wild. They ate the corn.
Fresh chicken.
Corn from where?
Well,
We shelled,
we wasted nothing. Fed the pigs.
shelled them corn,
Fed the
and
pigs.
then the cows ate corn,
Yeah,
and
and
then the
pigs.
cows did what, Bryce? Go to the bathroom, and guess what comes out?
No.
Corn. And the chicken eats the corn from the poop.
Go from-
Oh, God.
And nothing wasted on a farm.
You never gonna eat chicken again.
Oh, it didn't bother me, man. The chicken still tastes
Why
pretty good.
didn't either?
But it had a lot of flavor. I don't know. It wasn't from
Flavor.
that corn. It was the grasshoppers, I think.
Flavor
They
gravy.
ate,
Well, yeah, sure
and go
did.
down the creek.
Chicken was
Rice
good.
not
But
gonna eat
then
any
once in a
more
while they'd check out the cow piles and
Oh.
look down at the guys coming down. Did they see corn?
But anyway, so you smell all the good chicken. Well, you're a kid. You don't eat yet. I mean, it's just take an old cold tater and wait.
Had to wait a little.
You had to wait. Who ate first?
The men.
The man ate.
And then
First.
the women got, cause they kinda picked around
Mhm.
off the table or whatever, and then the kids.
Then the kids. Yeah. So I remember. Depends how many there. Sometimes it's set because we didn't have a big table.
Wow, they always got first.
The men, and I want everybody to remember this because we're going back to the old timey ways. The men ate first and they got the pick of what they wanted. I was 20 years old before I knew what white meat tasted like. I watched that platter go around. Oh, there went the pulley bone. I knew it wouldn't last. But hey,
How about the
there
breast?
went, huh?
How about the breast?
There we make second, you know.
Gone.
Now, if you had 5 chickens, you know, and these weren't a big fat chickens,
No.
and the breast was gone.
Well, all the good pieces.
All of good. I'd sit there and went, oh, there went the thighs.
The
Oh
back.
man,
The bag.
it's not looking too bad. Oh, doing a real bad day. You know what I got to pick? Because the kids were the last. Men first,
Yeah.
then the women. Then
Well, they didn't get much.
no,
The
but
women.
you learn to chew on a neck.
Or
Well,
wing.
neck.
Wing.
You tell me
Yeah.
that neck was.
Yeah. You don't want that white meat. That neck's sweetest meat there is. Yeah, did you believe it back then?
Yeah, I always said I like the neck best.
You can't believe it.
I did.
Yeah. You still eat the
No.
no
Do they serve that at Kentucky Fried? Do you get necks?
necks. That's
I
the
didn't
sweet.
know-
That's the choice part of the
I didn't
chicken.
know they had it.
Ain't nobody eats the neck anymore. But they had us convinced the neck was the best piece.
That's what they always told me.
I know, but I learned earlier with it.
To come up with it earlier than I did. They had me brainwashed. Oh, man.
Thought you smarter than that.
Thought I was supposed to eat that neck.
Well, okay, then the chickens, they laid eggs.
Yeah,
Sometimes. How many eggs did you get during the winter?
not very many.
Not very many. We usually got none. We never fed them during the winter, and there ain't no hoppers to eat. We're not feeding the cows any corn to eat.
No.
Anyway, when we had eggs, when we had enough of them, we'd gather them up. Grandma would say, we need to gather the eggs up, just count them. Yeah, we got enough. So we want to go to town and trade.
So do the trading.
Go and do the trading. Now, trading meant you pulled out your $100 bills, got what you wanted. Is that what it meant? You counted your eggs and, and your butter.
Is what we are.
Well, we did some. Sometimes we did. We'll get the peddlers in another store. We'll get two here in a minute. We're not done with chickens yet. Chickens remain steady.
Chickens taught you a lot.
How much chickens taught you?
Chickens, let me tell you, there's always one of them dying somewhere.
Lordy.
Oh, Grandma would
Well, you're not going to tell them this story, are you?
Grandma would say, Bryce, she'd say, Irene, Reggie, now if you find a dead chicken, you know what you got to do? We got to carry it away from the barnyard.
Up the holler.
Up the holler. You ever grabbed onto an old dead chicken leg?
Yeah.
Full of maggots.
Sting.
Now, the younger ones would be full of lice, okay?
Well, I don't remember that.
Well, I
Had.
we had it rough. I'm not kidding you, Marie.
You must have got it right.
I tell you
Must have got
what,
worse.
in 1931, they went into depression. They didn't come out until 1970.
Well, that's
They
when
got worse and worse.
I was in the 30s. is
Yeah,
when
but I'm saying we got worse and worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was there in the 50s.
Yeah. You not carry no dead chicken.
We had to
Oh, no
carry-
wonder
we
you-
Don't
carried
remember.
That's
that
why you're
dead
back there,
chicken.
Bunkum Holler, finishing your vacation.
Yes, 'cause I
Well, what
You,
those
you
old
carried
days-
it out like this, let me tell you.
It stunk. And it was cold, them legs was as
Oh,
cold
man,
as a
yeah.
piece of ice.
Yeah, and if they had lice, the lice are crawling up
Bugs
here.
crawling up yon. But when I got in school, and the first time that, everybody saw a dead person, went over and touched a dead person, they're kind of cold. I went over and touched them, you know what my first thought? Not as cold as them old dead chickens.
Don't dig near as bad. Life was easy after Bunkum Holler.
And then dead people don't stick like them chickens.
Shall we take a break?
The movie.
You get paused or stop, whatever.
She said, you know that in the city, I said, do that, you can go in the other room and play it. And she said, you just know in the city, and you're just trying to set me up. I said, Dad, I'm not. I said, roosters have spurs. And I said, now next person to come all the way, you ask her. So next person to come down, she said, does roosters, because the only spurs I know of people wear is what cowboys wear. And he says, no, roosters do have spurs. Well, I go home and I suppose I said, there's a girl at work today, and I said, now, I'll tell you what, she is strictly city because she thought that only roosters had spurs, and she didn't know that roosters did. He said, well, I know she did, and I was raised in the city. He said, because we had a little rooster, and said, when that rooster get his head down and run that spur at me, I knew to run. I said, you think that's where the spur? And all that red thing sticking out, boy, that is sticky. The spur? The cold one. He said, that's not the spur on top of his head? I said, no, buddy. Oh, my. And I was telling her about, I said, when I was growing up, we was working on a Sunday.
I know.
And I said, all on Sunday, I said, I love to hear that people was coming, but I needed to hear Grandma say, y'all, we got to get some for our chicken dinner, because I knew my brother and I had to go out and get them chicken. She said, you did. I said, we did too. She said, had to catch it. My grandma killed them. We had to pull the fat off and cut. She said, well, all chicken I know is go to Kroger and they're already cut up. I said, you've missed out on a lot of the process here.
Right.
Oh, funny.
Mhm.
Because she don't have a clue.
No.
They absolutely don't have
I would think Jerseys, the brown cows, give chocolate milk too.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't.
So anyway, tell us about trading. You had those eggs. You counted them out.
Count them out, they give you so much a
Money.
dozen,
Yeah.
and you traded the groceries for that.
Yeah. And so therefore,
Groceries.
if you didn't have any eggs, you didn't have anything to eat, did you?
Yeah, you had to come up with some money at the end of the trading session.
Yeah. And nobody had a job, so
Nobody had any money.
You run out.
yeah. You traded. You what you excess that you produced is what you traded for what you couldn't raise, like coffee or sugar.
Yeah, that's.
Wasn't any candy pop and
Oh, we didn't have pop.
potato
That's
chips.
everything.
I didn't know what potato chips were.
Well, I didn't know what pop was.
Irene used to backwash in
When
our
I
pop.
remember out going to town was, first of all, you only went to town for something you needed. For entertainment,
No.
shop, see what's on sale. You only went to
Just
something
went
you
to the
needed.
grocery store mostly.
Pretty much, if there was something
Mhm.
you were out of that, like flour or something like that. And I also remember that we used to walk.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of
I
time.
mean,
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we
We
say
didn't have no car.
All right, only 5 miles.
And
one way.
Well, yeah, that's right. I guess I'm.
it was shorter if you went over Mount Airy.
Well, you the big hill to go up through the wilderness.
I walked that many of the time.
Yeah, yeah. So how big the bag was, and how many heavy items you carried
I
back.
didn't carry too much.
You didn't carry too much. You decided you could do without.
Well, but you know you were doing without. I mean, you really didn't.
No.
I
I
mean,
don't remember ever starving, do
we,
you?
well,
No, I was
we,
hungry, but I was never starving.
We
Never-
raised our grandma and we helped raise the garden. And then the vegetables that we had, and we, canned, tomatoes and green beans.
Mhm.
And we had an apple orchard, so we
I'll
had
give you this
everything from an apple butter, apple sauce, made stuff for apple pie.
Yeah.
And then we had pumpkin,
Yeah. Don't forget blackberries.
apples, jellies. We made all the jellies.
Yep. I'll make them on that hot stove during the summer where I have to go tote water.
So you could go down and
We had a kerosene stove.
Oh
We
boy.
didn't have. Well,
I tell you, we had it tough. I didn't realize we had it so tough.
but you could,
it got worse after I left.
I guess it did. You took it all with you.
but you think about it, you go down your cellar and that was your vegetables.
That's
And
what
onions and potatoes down there too.
Mm-hmm.
And then your meat consisted of, they usually slaughtered a calf and a hog.
Couple hogs.
And
we didn't have no calves, we just had hogs.
well, we had beef.
Not that I remember. Steak till I was 18 years
No,
old.
well, we had beef. We had beef. Anyway, whatever. But we put it out in big
It was a
pieces.
chicken neck, Irene.
Remember in the big pieces on shoulders?
Yeah, ham.
And
And
Yeah.
they
you go
put
out
them
and
in
cut
the,
off, you go out and cut
Yeah.
them off.
Well, up in the smokehouse.
Right, yeah.
And then we hang them. Well, the rats couldn't get to them.
Well, they smoked them.
I meant they,
Oh,
when
yeah.
they
You keep
cooked
them
them,
there.
but they had to keep them away from the
Oh,
rats.
Yeah.
So you go out every day and you take and you cut off a piece.
What you needed for the day.
Yeah. Well, what
And-
happened is when I grew up and I went to town, so to speak, to live, and I went in and I saw all of the pieces of meat cut up and laying in the meat counter, that confused me. Because they'd say, "What do you want?" And I'm thinking, "I don't know what I want. I just want a piece
I want
of
a
meat.
piece of
I
meat."
want a piece of meat." What piece you want? I don't know.
But we would slaughter the hogs after Thanksgiving. It was cold enough.
If it's cold.
And you actually kill them yourself. And you hung them up by the smokehouse, by their heels, and swept and got it up.
Had to scrape them first.
Yeah, because what'd you do to the hide, Marie?
Huh?
Scrape the hog's hide.
I don't know. They cut them up for water, I think, didn't they?
The hide? They ate the hide. We did.
Well, yeah, I guess you did.
Gee, you had
Hide.
Well, yeah, we ate the hide.
Yeah, crackling.
It's called cracklings.
Cracklings.
I guess.
Did you ever have
Oh,
cracklings?
yeah, yeah.
We just sheltered you until it
Well,
didn't
you
tell
were.
you.
You thought it was the best part of the chicken, too.
You said that this is the best part. It's a part
That's what we have every Sunday.
special treat.
Crackling.
Here, I'll eat the tenderloin. We'll give Marie some cracklings. Tell her it's the best part of the in the neck.
Well, I didn't really remember.
Believe Marie. Well, anyway, so if you slaughtered 2 hogs, you know, like Irene said, you hung them up in the smokehouse. You don't keep the mice away. You just the mouth that they gnaw off. What do you do if they gnawed a big chunk?
Cut off.
Just cut around it. They didn't worry about it.
They don't eat much.
They don't eat much. That's right. So, as you look at the meat, you know that has to last all year. So you just eat. I'm going to eat. No. You go out there and when you cut off a piece, that represents well, the hog, because you couldn't keep it during the summer, represented, say, 1/100th of the meat for the of the pig. So you had to make it last 8 days. So you just didn't just tuck off a big heap. The company, they took off a big hunk. You go, well, that's 1 week. We ain't going to eat meat later on.
Summer you didn't eat it.
No, you're going to eat necky chicken.
Got some bologna, man.
I didn't know what bologna was.
Oh, I ain't had
They
bologna.
didn't have bologna. No, we didn't have bologna.
You didn't?
No. Well, we're poor. I know why you're back there now to finish your education.
I tell you.
Bologna was.
Must have got worse.
Well, I didn't know any different. So anyway, the point was, and it was the lesson we learned, is that's it for the year.
Oh, yeah.
And so each day you rationed, and then when some guest came, you treated the guest with the best that you had.
Big piece of ham.
Big piece of ham, a crackling chicken.
Give a neck.
But when you gave to your guest, then I mean, this is serious. You out because that was it. Your chicken's only going to lay so many eggs, and you only had so many hogs. You had to sell the rest to make money, and so you only had so much hog to eat. And so when you gave a hunk, particularly ham, to your guest, that meant you had 1 week later on in the year. So that was a sacrifice.
What would you say you ate more of than anything? Beans.
Oh, yeah.
Beans. I think.
We didn't know it then, but it was good for you.
Now they're finding telling you.
Oh, Good it
beans.
was, yeah.
We
It's
ate a
got
lot
everything.
of
They got
beans.
potassium.
Yeah.
Everything.
Fiber,
Oh,
protein.
yeah. I thought, well, no wonder we live.
Yeah. Well, what I like those March potatoes. Potatoes?
Them little bitty ones.
No. Well, how about February potatoes then? Well, they started out potatoes
I was gonna-
about like this.
I was gonna say they
And
can't get
now
low.
they're like that.
Yeah.
And green, it was sprouts,
Yeah.
and ain't no substance, they taste terrible. But that's what you have in February potatoes, right?
Just down the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel. That's what the bottom of the barrel means. And that's pickings.
Yeah.
That's what we had in February, March, and we couldn't wait till spring for the greens to come out and we could plant our gardens and start getting some fresh vegetables because we needed the vitamins real bad in our diet. And so you can imagine years when the weather was bad, you couldn't get that good garden. It's very difficult for making a living. I mean, staying alive. I think making a living today with cable, without cable. You know, no, we're talking with vegetables or no vegetables. And I remember several times, this didn't happen a lot, but you just remember, that for supper it was we didn't have any food. It was water biscuits and water gravy. Because the cows weren't giving him milk, the chickens weren't
Water,
giving him.
water gravy.
I tell you, there ain't a lot of stuff in water gravy, and water biscuits tend to be hard. And they ain't nothing.
So we was always talking about making water biscuits.
Yeah.
So she got so she can make them pretty good.
Yeah, could you? We just got pretty hungry, so what it was. The next kid tastes pretty good
She
too.
had 9 kids to cook for.
Well, that's a bunch. So,
But they and about everything they eat.
what did we eat? The only thing we bought was chicken. We bought coffee, which the kids didn't drink. Sugar,
Salt.
flour, and salt. Corn. Well, about it.
Kerosene.
Coal oil, they called it.
Yeah.
They call it kerosene now.
Cough syrup.
Salt. I never saw any of that.
You're
6
lucky.
drops of kerosene on a spoonful
Oh.
of sugar.
Well, Grandma always put ginger in mine.
Yeah.
Cured it. It did. It cured you quick.
Well,
And well, put it this way, you were pretty dumb if the second time you asked and you weren't feeling good, needed more medicine. You were pretty dumb. No, the dumb ones I probably did ask for help me.
One time.
But I learned to get cured in a hurry. Look like
you
cough.
used to get castor oil. Make me take castor
Yeah,
oil.
so that's good for you out.
And it made me sick. I mean, I
Yeah.
throw it up. She's like, yeah, make me take some more.
Well, they cleaned you out, didn't it?
Well, I don't know, but I was sick.
Mm.
But of course, you got to be really sick to get to go to bed or anything. So
Well,
Go to
yeah.
bed.
whatever, you know.
You never got to go to bed.
Well, I never
You
either.
got to, you worked from the time you got up in the morning till bedtime. Because all the chores had to be done. The first thing you did, get out of bed in the morning and put your feet on that nice warm floor.
Yeah.
Oh, so your
Yeah,
feet feel
talk
so
about high
good.
stepping.
No, it was whatever the temperature was outside.
Yeah.
In the winter was what temperature your floor was.
And the clothes you're getting ready to
Were
temperature.
stiff.
Yeah, they were.
You had to beat them to bend them.
Yeah. It was a big commitment when you got out of bed. And there was none of this, oh, I don't know, again.
You step lively.
You
And
did.
then
You
it
put,
was, after and get your clothes on, we gotta go to the barn. Cause we had to do the milking and we had lunch chickens and some corn and, you know, just take care and get the water in, you know, in the morning, get your first couple buckets of water in for the day and get some wood in, you know, to burn. And then you got to eat.
yeah, after the
Later in life I thought, now what did that teach me? Well, it taught me that I didn't come first.
Awesome!
Didn't matter. I didn't come first.
What?
you weren't the center of the world.
Bonus!
The correlation between what I do has a correlation with what I eat.
Well, and in the evenings, you know, you repeated your same chores. You had work to do throughout the day, but you repeated basically the same chores. Put the chickens up, gathered the eggs, milked the cows again, got in the water for the night. Got in kindling, and we got the corn cobs gathered in, you know, for the kindling and stuff like that. But if we were doing something, which we didn't really play that much, but if we were playing and it was time to go to the barn, you had to quit and go and do.
Well, if you whine, when 5 whining got you out of your chores, 5 minutes of whining get you. A quick step, didn't it? I'm going.
I saw Grandma going to the tree. I knew that'd be a limb.
Yeah. Around a little bit. I got so I could dance real good.
It is good.
I had a little,
Get that wrist action.
yeah, the lamb would be kind of
Oh yeah.
limber, you know.
Yeah, you want the limber one.
Well, she used to make me get my own. I get
Brought,
rotten.
no, not
That
yet.
one smack there, it's breaking about 10 pieces.
Yeah.
I know you're called.
Oh, wasn't any whining.
Well, actually, I mean, I don't know. And of course, I was young. I don't remember anybody complaining about what we did.
I don't
I don't remember
Or
anybody saying,
whining.
I don't want to go to the
Grandma,
bar.
look!
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
What's up
that.
there?
Look, what? There's 2 woodpeckers.
Two woodpeckers.
The big one?
They have red. They have light red at the top of their head.
What's Clifford doing up there?
Saying it's time to go. Oh, anyway, so Talking about?